Everything looks good. Oops, hold on. Need to. Shrink some of these windows so I can actually see you guys speaking. Hey, Spit Uncle. How are you doing today? Awesome. Stuff kind of in line. Oops. Maybe something like this for now, just to make my life easier. May need to adjust that one spot, but we'll see. So what is your goal with this part of your work? So I have been slowly working on getting this section of the of Tel Ekir done. I had a fairly busy weekend, so I didn't get nearly as much as I wanted to. I wanted to get the main kind of flow down. I haven't figured out, so essentially the main part, and there'll probably be more little passages, and I think I want to do some kind of underwater passage that links up over here, so I'll have to figure that out. But essentially you'll come up through here, go through here. This is kind of like the main elevation change area, so you go up and down here. This will move over to here, and eventually, I'm not going to work on it yet. I started doing a tunnel underneath, but I'm going to stop it there for now. Eventually, there is going to be... Let me bring up some images. So I want to kind of preserve this little, like, almost temple-ish looking thing on top. And we have waterfalls. So the main waterfall is going to be off of here. Maybe not exactly positioned where it is. I'll probably slid over a little bit. But I'm going to have a side, one coming over the side, which will trickle down into this over here. So I think what I want to do is have this kind of spiral up. And wherever this ends up being, it's going to actually cross over the water. So it'll be like a little bridge or something. And then it'll enter something similar to this. And then I'm going to have to kind of build up cliffs and stuff around the side so that, you know, you guys aren't able to run outside of the zone boundaries and stuff like that. That's kind of what I want to do there. And then going this way, I want to make one of these kind of arched areas. And then it's going to have a rising path over to here, which will eventually break into some more, you know, kind of dungeon rooms. And then it will get us to this ramp. That'll run us through here and around into this space. And then this one is going to probably... I keep debating. I don't know. I might have it actually start the way up to the top here. And then break off into maybe a little section over there. Or this path right here might just kind of take us both ways. So I'll have to... That's the one spot that I'm kind of undecided with. What I want to do. And then I've got some space in here to put in some more stuff on this level. You can see I kind of already played around with this level a little bit. There's only 2 rooms, but there'll probably be more. Probably is the wrong word. There will be more spaces coming off of that. And then I was playing around with it a bit. So, without giving too much lore away, the current inhabitants of this are larger than the previous people that used to inhabit this area. So I'm playing around with, like, because it's the Ashira, that they kind of, like, dug down or dug up, depending on where we're at, to make it more Ashira-sized. So I'm kind of playing around with, like, right now the UVs are a mess, but so like this lighter color would be kind of like a scratched dirt, where this would be more of like a carved rock type of a feel. Or maybe this will be, maybe not dirt, maybe this would be more, maybe the ground would be dirt, but this will be more kind of scraped up, scratched up feel. So kind of playing with that down there. And then this area, which I haven't actually started working on the ceiling at all, this would be, they dug up. Because if they dug down, it would break the bridge. So, kind of playing around with some of that. But because of all the height changes and stuff like that, this is gonna take a little bit longer to finalize all the geo. Because of all those transitions and stuff like that. You love level design so much? Awesome. Very cool idea. Thanks. Hey, Tell It. Hey, you, I need, you to hang your head in sorrow. I converted, I've converted into Pro Player. It's less, pissy than the, is the only word. So now I'm making a castle. Nice! I don't know if I saw your question or your comment about not bridging right as the stream ended. I don't know if you saw what I said, but I'll give you an example real quick as I'm thinking about it. So if I give myself hold on. How do I want to do this? Oh my god, I'm totally blanking in my head on how I want to make that issue pop up. But essentially, you probably had, I'll point it out when I see it, but you probably had a face that you didn't realize you had extruded, because it won't pair, or it won't bridge across if there's already a face there, and I do that all to myself all the time. Pro Builder has been very cool so far. Nice. Yeah, U-Modeler had some nice features, but they lost me with the... Yeah, the over 25 meter thing makes it way less desirable for me to even take a look at, which I had planned to do. But we definitely, like, a lot of the stuff I'm building is over 25 meters, so that is kind of a no-go at that point. Sometimes the bridging or whatever doesn't want, but I can't find anything attached either. Oh, if you don't see there's a face, what you might have is a weird, like, invalid vert, so you can either highlight them and do a weld, which generally won't weld them all together. It'll weld them if they're sitting on top of one. And then, or you can do a collapse vert on a single, like just highlight one and do a collapse and then try it again. If it ever is just not doing it and there's clearly not a face on the other, attached to the other edge, I always just go over, I'll do a weld over the whole thing, or I'll go over and individually try to collapse them. And that usually fixes the problem. Keyword being usually. Hey, Thadvik. Been a while since I've been able to catch your stream. I guess if you're making, say, a wheelbarrow or a lamp, I guess it's good. Yeah, that would make more sense if it's more like for assets and props. But the majority of our props and stuff will be modeled in Maya or Blender. So. Okay, so let me get back to what I was doing. So this area, I want to do one of those little arches. Although this is maybe a little high. That was not where I anticipated that. Lights. So let's do this way. It looks close. We'll have to see. It's probably off slightly, though. When you're working perfectly on the grid, it makes your life so much easier. But because this is more organic and kind of off, yeah, so that those are slightly off. That's better. Oh shoot, that's not what I wanted to do. Hey, Quixana. I do wish you could type in links and things on edges to make them perfect. Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, as long as you're using the grid, it's not terrible, but even using pro grids, it's still not perfect. Especially if you're doing something kind of at an angle. Hey, Chess. Hey, Sparrow. How's everybody doing? Probably actually want to do it this way. Now that I'm thinking more about it. Oops. start running into issues. How do I want to do this? Alright, so I guess I'm gonna delete these again. Bring this back. Oops. And then... Is this gonna give me the normal? Yes, okay. So let's move this. This is not the way I would really enjoy or prefer to do it, but sometimes you gotta deal with what the software gives you. Now, let's bridge some of this. Also wish this technique worked like it does in Maya. There we go. So in Maya, I could literally just do this, and it would just go parallel. In Pro Builder, you have to kind of like slowly finesse it. I've noticed. Now let's see if the shape. So the shape is not perfect. And of course, it's not going to give me the angle I want. Ugh. There we go. It's global. Okay, that might be as close as I'm going to get it. Again, in Maya, I would just use edge slide and slide this up, and my life would be super simple. Let's see. It's crazy how crazy smoky down here from the Canada fires makes the sun look pinkish red sometimes. Yeah, I heard that some people are getting some crazy smoke. I don't know if it was smoke or whatever, but I missed it, but I saw a couple friends posting pictures of this like crazy red sky, or not red sky, but like red sun. I don't think I've ever seen the sun that intense, but for the most part, I haven't noticed really any smoke or anything here in Ohio. Although we're supposed to have an air advisory. So maybe some's blowing here. I honestly, I have no idea. but I did get a warning about an air advisory. It's afternoon here. Been a productive morning. Just need some art, great music, and chill and relax. Well, I can guarantee you a chill, relaxed stream and great music. See, thanks, Liz. We're safe down here in New Jersey. Didn't realize how far the smoke can thickly travel. It smells like a campfire when you open the door. Wow. Yeah, I heard New York was one of the places that was really getting a lot of smoke and like orange haze. Yeah, hopefully everyone stays safe. I'm on a whole different landmass here in the UK, so I'm good. But if I could smell it, that's pretty close. One thing I'm struggling with is, say you make a shaped wall and now want to cut a gate through it. I'm struggling with how to cut the space out. Oh, so if you're saying like you have a wall. Hold on, let me make this make it 4 by 4 by 1. Global. Of course, it's gonna be weird. Oh, the rotations are off. There we go. So let's say this is what you want for your wall. Obviously it could be bigger, but one way you can do it is I'm just adding edge loops, which is Alt-U. So let's say, you know, your doorway is going to be similar to what I've been using, which is 2.75 millimeters. So what I would do is just kind of delete these ones that are going to be your door or window or whatever. It's the same concept, and then you just bridge these, and then boom, you have a doorway. If you want to be like practice good optimization, you should actually take these to the same point. And I don't know why my snapping didn't snap correctly. It's more than likely just because I did this on a slightly offset piece of geo. I shouldn't have done it on this one. It's not square. But yeah, so now let me snap that back to the grid. There we go. So yeah, now you'd have a doorway, which is more optimized. Creating anything is art to me. For perspective, the fire is about 1.5 times the entire length of UK from where I am. Are you working on some art too, Sparrow? Not at the moment, just relaxing. I was working on a video editing and gardening this morning. Oh, that sounds fun. I started some M&M fan art sketches that I need to finish up, but Diablo 4 is sucking up my free time at the moment. I'll probably eventually get Diablo 4, but I have not purchased it yet. For the most part, I've been like, when it comes to AAA gaming, been waiting until I can get it like half off, because it seems like it doesn't take long for AAA games to become half off at this point. And I'm not in any type of like race to be first at anything. Yes, my edge loop. Or hold on. Yes, my edge loop bit doesn't always want to work. Again, I'm clearly being dumb. But thanks. I shall poke harder. One thing that might also help you is just, again, make sure you're using progrids and try to keep everything on a grid. The better you get at keeping stuff on the grid, the easier your life becomes. Where I'm struggling right now is because of the angles that I'm working with are not on the grid, because, you know, it's, again, more organic, like cliff type stuff. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. Ishimatari, thank you for 11 months. Hey, man. How are you doing? Okay, so my idea here is this down. Actually, I'm going to bring this up, but I want to give myself another edge loop before I do that. Okay, we're going to do it this way. Instead. Actually, hold on. What am I doing? I'm being silly. That's better. So I want to make one of these style of ways kind of coming out. So similar to how this one is, but this little window-ish type thing will be one of these, and it'll be going up as opposed to going down. That's the plan. As I cover up the chat so I can't see you guys. There's a big forum on Unity. Where is it? And the last post in Unity saying we ditched it and mushed some of it into IDE and ditched the rest. Cool. I do both as well. Guarding keeps me relatively sane. What kind of veggies? Trying to get different things each year. But my green thumb applies to flowers, apparently. Nice. Oh, I missed a post. I got to level 20 in Diablo 4 today, but I'm not trying very hard. I was playing a bunch of Diablo 2 last summer. Oops. Okay. So, I think I'm going to try to get the exterior portion of this figured out first. So we would be coming out somewhere around here. This needs to be higher. Oop. Yeah, I forgot to delete that face. That was one of the things I was mentioning before. Does he want to bridge on you? Now, do I want this to be... Okay, we'll do this supported. So, and then... want this to be narrow. I really should just wait because I'm gonna be eventually doing a pass on all the doors and stuff. Oops, that needs to... Yeah, I'll clean that up later. That's not my focus right now. Sorry, get back to onions, carrots, radishes. Tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, beans, peas, eggplant, zucchini. Nice. Lots of herbs. I did an herb garden years ago. I need to start that up again sometime. Flip these and hope it gives me the one I want. It won't. It never does. Oh my goodness, it did. It never gives me the first seed I want first. Oops, hold on. Still on normal. And I want to be in global. I don't know if I'm at the angle I want. Let's see. Nice. Playing a Necro. Got a 19 mage too. Did you teach yourself 3D modeling? Yes and no. So I went to college, for interactive multimedia essentially, and focused on 3D modeling and game design. But I did teach myself a lot, beyond just kind of like the basic tools. So yeah, I went to school for it, but a lot of the actual stuff I learned, it was self-taught. So a little bit of both. Sounds good. I bought a soap maker. It's a kettle with a blender. In it. Let's not be too excited. But it does make a mighty fine soap. I've made a couple now. Only downside is it makes 1.2 to 1.6 liters at a time. And I'm a sad woman of 50 living alone. Those are two I'm playing with also. That sounds really nice. You can always freeze it in serving sizes and then take it out as you need it. I made a batch of butternut squash. Oh, soup, not soap. Soup. Totally read that wrong. Well, this weekend I'll have 2 teenage sons in my apartment with me, and I made soup back in December, and I still have leftovers in my freezer. It was good soup, though. No one else wanted any. I froze it and serve whenever I want. Yeah, I do the exact same. Whenever I'm like, I could go for some baked potato soup. Just grab it out and ready to go. Okay. I definitely need another edge loop along this edge. Okay. Might not have needed that, but whatever. Oops. Okay. Slow. Oh, shoot. That's not going to work there. Oh, I can bring that. That's way higher anyways. The zone is going to be... This section of this zone is going to be fun to clean up. I want this to level out here. Now we're going to have to do a little bit of cleanup up here. I'm not going to be super concerned yet, but... There we go. Okay, so I think what I'm going to end up doing here is actually maybe deleting these. Oops. These. That. And that one I just made. And this. Oops. This back until these are pretty close. Oops. Shit. That's not what I wanted to do. Also, I probably want to do this to that. Cool. So this will be a little plateau, and it'll kind of move back up. Bring these back. Sorry, I gotta away from chat for a second there. Got a couple containers to eat. Tomorrow or two. One thing I do plan and actually is make some dog soup. Soup for dogs and freeze it. Oh, into large ice. I think my my sister's done that. Her dogs. Done the little like frozen soup things so they can lick them on a hot day. Butternut squash soup is good. Never tried to make it. What kind of soup do you? It was baked potato, which is like my favorite soup. That's the one. If I make a soup, it's usually like 9 out of 10 times it's baked potato, like loaded baked potato. So you know, bacon, chives, that type, and cheese. You know, super unhealthy, but really good. Pittis, no worry. I'm dyslexic. I can read the strangest things. Oh yeah, I am too. I am very much dyslexic. I spent 2 hours laughing because I was reading Hitchhikers, and it said Zaphod Bellbrooks is an exotic guy. I read erotic and found it funny. I used to dread reading out loud when I was in school because I would just read the most random things and I'd be like, hold it a second, that doesn't make sense. But here I am reading on the internet. That and being a teacher, I frequently have to read out loud. So I've gotten used to it over time, but it definitely can be a an interesting adventure. Fonts do help, but sometimes we can't make our own jokes by misreading things. Earlier today, I wanted to spell phonetically or derv, as I can't spell it. I asked Alexa who kept spelling order. That's the worst when you're trying to get, when you ask Alexa, and I keep saying it, and I'm surprised my Echo Dot didn't turn on because I forgot to mute it. But when she refuses to, like, understand the word you're trying to get her to spell, is always fun. This is going to be a little bit more tricky than I want it to be. It's funny because my son will do the same thing. He'll like ask her and be like, "Hey, can you help me with?" And you know, ask one word and spell some other word that is not even close to the word that he asked for. I kept telling her, it's not what I see up. So I called her, deaf, and she's like, "You're absolutely right." Oh, that's a good one. Hey, Fielder EQ. Good morning. Baked potato soup is awesome. Yes, yes, it is. It is definitely my favorite. Hey, Kilrain. What's in it? And Stoic. Everybody's joining. Working on some more Tel Ekir today. Okay, let's delete this. I said earlier I had a fairly busy weekend, so I'm not nearly as far along as I'd wanted to be. I was hoping to have this entire, like, initial layout at least like roughed in so that I could go back in and kind of clean it up, but that did not happen. Had a my cousin's daughter's first birthday this weekend, so went over to his place and got to see the family, which I haven't seen in a while. And then we went and did an escape room with my parents and my siblings and the boys. And then my youngest son had a friend over, so we had like, what, 8 of us? Yeah, 8 of us doing the escape room. And then what else did we do? Then my oldest had his graduation from middle school, and we had to pack him up for his school trip. And it was like one thing after another, after another, after another. So I only got a couple hours of M&M time. But I was at least able to plan out what I want to do. So for anybody who wasn't here at the beginning when I first talked about it, the idea is going to be kind of like you're going to go through here, and there's gonna be probably more rooms off of this, especially once we populate it and kind of figure out where we want more density and stuff like that. But essentially you can go through here, down into this tunnel, and then out through this room. It'll bring you up to the thing that I was working on last time with the spiral, and that will be kind of like the main hub for the zone. In terms of like height, and getting to the different like wings for the most part. But if you come up through here, this will let you go down, And then you'll kind of do one of these along the cliffs, which will bring you up into here. That gets you to this bridge. That'll get you over here. And then it'll give you access to the upper areas along this wing. And potentially along this wing. This bridge, I'm kind of still up. It's still kind of up in the air what I want to do right here. So this might start the cave path and stuff up to where the life font is going to be, which is this area up here. So, and then, you know, there'll be the main waterfall coming down, but I'm also going to play around with the idea of these kind of magic ones that kind of go up. So this one will kind of come up and spill over, and there's maybe like a canyon rift that goes over to here, I've mentioned before. But I kind of want to, what I'm going to do over here is this will cut underneath it, rise up over here, and then it will cut across the ravine that the water's kind of carved out. So it'll be like a little bridge or something. And then on top, over here, I want to do that, where is it? This kind of little, like, almost temple-y looking structure up on top. And then I'm going to build up the areas around it so that, you know, players can't get to places they shouldn't be going. But I kind of want to play around with something like that. So we shall see when I get there. But main focus right now is trying to get all these areas traversable. And then I played around with a little bit over the weekend. With how I wanted to handle some of this stuff, because the rooms are supposed to have initially been a smaller race, and now they're inhabited by the Ashira. So some of the areas are gonna, and right now it's just two different colors. These do not necessarily represent the colors that will be used. They're literally there so I can select it and throw material down later. But down here, it's like the Ashira have dug down to make this Ashira-sized, because Ashira are more or less human-sized. And then some of the areas, like over here... Oops, and I totally forgot to silence my phone. I apologize. Normally, I'm pretty good at that. So like areas over here, when I haven't done this yet, the Ashira will have dug up into the ceiling to kind of hollow out the area, as opposed to digging down, because digging down is the bridge. Or maybe I might play around with that. We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, that's kind of the plan for all of this. And then these lower areas and stuff like that, potentially will have mobs and things in them as well. And little walkways and stuff. But, yeah. A cheap Amazon skateboard just came in today. Because I want to reserve my zero. I think the last time I rode on a cheap board, I guess it was my kids, but I wasn't really trying to do anything. Because I initially got them cheap boards because I wasn't sure if they were really going to enjoy it or not, and I didn't want to drop a couple hundred and then them not like skateboarding. So they got target boards to start. Or no, actually no. Yeah, no, they were target boards. But the last time I like legit rode a target board, I shattered the trucks on it. That was like back in the early 2000s. Missed part of the combo. You have 8 kids? No, I do not have 8 kids. That would be a lot of kids. No, I've got 2. The 8 was the number we had in our party for the escape room that we went to on Saturday? Yeah, on Saturday. Which was fun. Got my winning percentage back up to 500. Or 50%. Although in reality, it really should be 100% because the 2 times I've lost were on the last thing. And the first time, I just didn't think to just start entering random codes because we only needed 1 number. And then, like, right as we failed, I'm like, I could have just guessed. There was only 10 other... There's only 10 digits. I could have just guessed 10 times and would have eventually gotten it. And then the other time... I started doing that, and I left one of the answers because we were all convinced that was the right answer, and it was not. And then we ran out of time. So that one we probably should have won too. Dang it, I missed vegetable soup talk. Yes, you missed the baked potato soup talk, Brown Butcher. It's okay. You can have more chats. If you have some nice recipes. I'm gonna find a way into places I shouldn't be going unless you oh, there's invisible walls. I've been building invisible boundaries around zones above where players can get, just on the off chance you guys are able to get to them. I've learned. I always enjoy running around POK and seeing what buildings I can get on top of that I'm not supposed to be able to get on top of. So I know to put a roof on the area. You don't sell vegetables anymore, Brown Butcher. Blasphemy. I'm selling vegetables as we speak. Long live GG. I'm finding soup a way to eat more veggies than I normally do. I started eating more or making more smoothies. Granted, I'm like all I add is spinach and maybe kale if I remember to buy kale, but let's be honest, I don't remember to buy kale very often. And the one time recently, I got all excited when I first started, like, oh, I'm gonna add some spinach, or yeah, some spinach to this, and I accidentally bought broccoli, like frozen broccoli. I grabbed the wrong bag, and I was like, oh, god damn it. One, I don't like broccoli, but even if I did, broccoli in a smoothie sounds absolutely disgusting. Let's see. Bromocho, yesterday, someone said something about giving feedback, and I thought of you. Soup is good food. And as a fatty, a good way to eat more healthy stuff. Hey, Patrick. As long as you don't have a load of bread, and 4 pounds of butter. Feedback, baby back ribs. I want baby back, baby back, baby back. Actually made some ribs like a week ago. Delicious. Got that song. Yeah, now it's gonna be stuck in my head since I started doing that. And let's save. Good call. Yeah, the trucks on this Amazon one, I didn't check them as soon. Alright, I didn't check them, and as soon as I stepped on the board, it completely bent to one side. Gotta tighten them a bit. Yeah, definitely. So the board I had when the boys first started showing interest in skating, and I was like, oh, I'll grab a board, because I was getting tired of taking their board away from them at the skate park to, like, show them things. I was like, oh, I'll get a board myself. So I just bought, like, a complete element board, since that was the last company I had been riding back in the 2000s. And I was like, oh, these trucks, they're like element trucks. I'm like, these trucks are not gonna hold up to my weight. So I ended up eventually buying some new independents, and then immediately bought, like, the bushings in the independent ones were garbage, so I ended up buying some bones bushings, bones hard. So I always prefer tighter trucks. I was never great with loose trucks. Fruit is good for a snack too. Oh yeah, I love fruit. Fruit and cheese are like my go-to snacks. Or maybe a granola bar. One time I added sour cream to a smoothie instead of yogurt. It wasn't great. I laugh because I've done that, but not in a not in a smoothie. I remember one time, the one that immediately pops into my head was I did that with pumpkin pie when I was a kid. I thought I was grabbing Cool Whip, and I was not, and I put it on my pumpkin pie. And I was immediately disappointed when I took a bite, and it was sour cream. Do not recommend. I like cheddar trucks, but with enough give that it can turn if you put enough. Yeah, same here. Like, you need to be able to turn. But I also, whoops, I lost the chat there for a second. Yeah, I like you know, still being able to turn, but it needs to be like sturdy enough that I'm not like, as I'm bending down, I'm not fighting to stay straight. Because with looser trucks, as I bend down to like ollie or something, not that I do a ton of that anymore. If my board's like jittering, I don't enjoy that. I still don't know how Day One Sung rides with his front truck the way he does. Things flopping all over the place. Okay, so do I want to go straight into it, or do I want to go to the side? Try going in this way. Went on a beef jerky and pistachios kick. Since a relative gave me some bulk from Costco, kind of pricey otherwise. I haven't, surprisingly, I haven't had jerky in a while. I think I bought some when we went camping over the fall. Which we're doing again, except it's going to be, instead of late fall, it's now going to be early fall. Or no, reverse that. Instead of early fall, it's now late fall. Which I enjoy, cold weather camping. So, it should be fun. Oops, helps if I'm using the correct hotkeys. I'm gonna change this slightly. Oh, hold on. Still had the vertices from when I deleted the other ones. There we go.
it's too easy to speed wobble if it's too loose. Oh yeah, I never worked up the courage to go down it. But the one skate park by us has a like a kicker to a foam pit. Um, but it's like a vert roll in. Um, but it's also like a little janky. Like there's a definite spot where your board can clip as you go down. Um, and I was like, oh, normally as a kid, I would have just been like, cool, let's go. But I was so like, oh my god, what if my trucks are not as tight as I think they are? And I just eat shit on the side of this kicker. So I never worked up the courage to do it. My youngest son, though, was able to do it on his scooter. But we haven't gone back to the park in a bit, so. But yeah, I was totally like, oh my god, if I speed wobble, I'm gonna be like slamming into this kicker at, you know, probably 25 miles an hour. And I'm like, oh, I don't think my body can shake that kind of an impact off like it used to. Oh, camping fun. We've been taking our 3-year-old, or no, we are taking our 3-year-old on his first camping trip this fall. Nice. Yeah, fall camping's great. Um, I had to do winter camping twice in college. It was interesting. Eek never went winter camping. I um I've been in a camper van, if you consider that camping, which it's really not. Um, when it was 18 degrees, and it wasn't terrible. Honestly, had no idea it was 18 degrees until the morning when I got up to pee and got out from under the blanket, and I was like, holy shit, it's cold. I was not anticipating it. Uh, winter deer yard surveying. I forgot, did you say you were going ranger or archer at release? Definitely I'll be going ranger. I'm not that I'll probably play an archer as well, but my main will be a ranger. I'm usually not someone to play alts, but I will more than likely be making a bunch of alts in M&M. That works. Oops. Hold on.
gotta make sure these are all kind of squared off. I wanted that door to be a little bit more not perfectly lined up. As older people, we worry about hitting the ground. As kids, we didn't. Yes, very, very much so. Definitely don't bounce back like I once did. The one slam I had, messed up this shoulder for like a solid year. It's better now, but I have since messed up the other shoulder. Hell yeah, gotta wait all this time to get my fix. Probably gonna go back to P99 once I'm done with Diablo. Paytas is contractually out to play a ranger, just as I am to play an enchanter. Hey Zukin. I understand that for sure. This dungeon has been like the interior portion of this. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to go through and do like multiple passes on getting the scale right. It's like playing around with as many like scale things as we are is hold on, this is not actually oops, nope, that's good. Move this up. It's gonna be fun in terms of all the scale changing. I want this to go up to here. Don't know if I'm going to have enough space to do what I was trying to do. Oop, that actually is more space than I thought I had. But I need to That's the problem. Okay, whoop. Went back a little far. Have to kind of restyle this room. That's not what I wanted to do. Does this mess up this? Yeah, that's, spots it's going to take a little bit to play with. That also. Wow, this place is coming along. Thanks, Patrick. It's big. Like going through and doing like minor pass to like clean up the stuff is going to take a bit too. One, because it's got a lot of like organic rocks and stuff like that. But the height, like playing with the scale stuff, I think is going to take some time. Because I did a little bit of playing around with this, and I've shown this off a couple times. Like this year, I'm trying to make it. Well, this one isn't actually finalized. This one is. This year, I'm trying to make it like look like the Ashira. Excuse me. Well, I guess it hasn't been finalized. I didn't do the door frames are going to have this kind of like taper bevel edge. But I'm trying to make it look like the Ashira have either dug down or dug up into the rooms to make the rooms fit their form. So that will, getting that to look right will take a little bit. But I did that little test there and it works pretty well. Oops, this is not straight. There we go. It's massive. I can't get over it. I'm gonna get so lost. I so wish it was easier to select edges in Pro. But oh my gosh, yes. So the one thing that I've found is like if you're trying to select through something like this on the back side of a face, just try to get it lined up so that if you can get it lined up in a direction that the mesh itself is behind the edge you're selecting on, it makes your life a little bit easier, but even then, it can be really annoying. There's definitely a lot of little things in Pro Builder that leave things to be desired. It's the easiest way to say it, I guess. But yeah, for the most part, there isn't a whole lot of, like, I guess there are ways to get lost in it, but it is actually fairly straightforward in terms of layout. So, like, this, like, the main thoroughfare is essentially a big kind of Y shape with a circle in the middle. It's basically a giant plus, or giant cross. And then each, like, you can consider this a wing, this a wing, this a wing, and then this. This area will be more complex, though. This area is probably going to take me the longest to do. One, besides just the scale issue, like, there's going to be a lot of interplay. And then there will be a link between these two, probably. Like some sunken areas over here. And then this area is going to have some, like, collapsed areas where you can't go any further. And then this area over here will eventually hook up to other zones. And I want a little bit of interplay between this space, like the city ruins over here, and this area. So there'll be a little bit more interplay between these two eventually. And then as I start to get, like, solid areas together where I can see, like, where there's areas I can do pitfalls and fake floors and traps and stuff like that, there'll probably be more of that in the city area, and not as much of it over in the caves and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely could use a bit more finesse. Maybe this is a good spot to play with. This one has been dug down. Attempt to center this. Oops. Ran into some GitHub issues, and got to reclone my branch. Ooh. I should actually probably reclone my GitHub, because it's been a second since I've done that. Oh yeah, I definitely. Okay, it stopped. I'm at 92 gigs. So I should probably reclone mine. I'll have to do that later tonight. So that obviously is not the size of the game. It's not even the size of the full project. Like, the project itself, I think, is like 25, 28 gigs in that range. GitHub, as you keep doing pulls and pushes and stuff like that, kind of gets bloated and out of scale real fast. So I usually try to do it like every 2 weeks, but I don't think I did it at all this month, so, or within the last month, so I probably should do that. My gosh, select the vertex I want. also going to need to start breaking these into smaller sections, because I'm going to start running into... running into issues with stuff overlapping when I'm trying to weld. And the complexity of this is probably getting close to where Pro Builder doesn't like it in terms of poly count. Oof. Love this music. Welcome to the chat, 3PO. Also, Zen Fart, thank you for the follow. I apparently missed the notification earlier. Debating whether I want to build this up over here. But I'm kind of thinking against it. Oops. And, yeah, 3PO, the Robert does an awesome job with the music. Well, let's see. 8 p.m. here, oh, Goblin, how you doing? Sorry, I missed most of the stream. Whoa. My brain isn't functioning. Sorry, I missed most of the stream. I was up way too goddamn late. Oh, that was me yesterday. I wasn't up too late. I was up way too damn early. My oldest was going on his school trip and had to get up at like 4 in the morning or something ungodly to get him to his bus. And oh my gosh, I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay awake and power through this, but first I'm gonna go grab a monster. And then like all of the stores around here weren't open until like 6 in the morning. Like all the places I can buy monster, they weren't open until like 6. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna sit in the parking lot to wait for a monster. And then yeah, got home, fell asleep. My alarm woke me up to wake my youngest up for school. And then I passed the F out. I'm actually kind of shocked that like today I was on a almost normal like schedule. I was not anticipating me being able to get back to like somewhat reasonable hour of being awake already. I was really not anticipating that. Where I am should be illegal. Yeah, I was not a fan. Although I got to be up, like, my favorite time of day is like 5 to 6 a.m. when the sun's coming up. Like, just like pre-dawn, just before the sun comes up and like everybody's asleep and it's just quiet and dark. Love that time of day. I'm rarely awake during it, unless I've, for some reason, stayed up way too late. But I did get to see that time. Not that I really wanted to be up that early. Oh, Quicksana asked, how did Goblin's test go? Test went really, really, really damn well. Spent 4 hours after the test fixing things. Nice. Ugh. Also I missed Liz, it's 1 p.m. here. It's like the coldest time, if you are outside. I'd rather stay up all night than get up early. Yeah, me too. Honestly, if society let me, I probably would be a nocturnal. Naturally, I'm more of a night owl. Like, my body just wants to be awake and is more productive and creative at night than I am during the day. I know what's better. It actually should be at 3. What am I doing? Oh, man. Oh, it's already end of my stream time. It's about right. I was like starting to reach that mental point where I'm just like, oh my god, it needs to be over with. Need to take a break. Okay. I should probably close this stuff up because I'm gonna push this right after. So let's get rid of the holes in the world. Okay. So I need to figure out what's going on with some of this stuff. Get some of these other areas. Get a little bit going on. Link that up. And then start working on the other area, which is infested by things that aren't Ashira. And we'll... I'm not going to worry about all the stuff for now. And we'll bake this real quick. Alright. Let's run around real quick, and then I'll call it a stream, because I haven't run around yet. I would argue barely domesticated, but I will happily decide at 2 a.m. to paint a room, move all the furniture, tape, paint during the day. Nope, not happening. No, don't go. Thanks for the stream. Good times. Me too. I'm way better at it. Yeah, it's crazy how, like, it's kind of just like ingrained into some people to be nocturnal, and some people are just, you know, morning people. It really is kind of interesting how that all works. But I am most definitely a night person. Okay, so here's that what we were working on last time. So and make sure I've already kind of run around this other area. So again, this will kind of loop back up and over the waterfall, or the river from the waterfall eventually. I need to finish the stairwell going down there. because I forgot to do that. I started the stream. I meant to start the stream doing that, and I completely forgot. And started the other section of it. So I can put some mobs up there. Oop. That needs to be a little shorter. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with that shape, so I'm gonna have to probably fix that shape, but this is working out. And then again, a little more kind of areas where you kind of, you know, you have to go in and out, but the main, right now my focus is on the main like traversal route. I hear creatives work good at night. Yeah, it seems to be fairly consistent. I need to lower the ceiling in here a little bit. Probably consistently lower the ceiling just a bit. Fly. Still need to kind of address the inside of this as well, make it look a little bit more like I want it to. You can see how kind of like, I mean, this is even high for a doorway. I could probably move that down a little bit, but now it's the dungeon rooms are the same height as like Wormsbane, like the smaller Wormsbane rooms. So the camera has better play for the larger races. And then this one is just put down. It hasn't been actually like shaped or anything like that. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. Still got a bunch of work to do though. Alright, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Everyone at work thinks I'm a morning person, because I get to work early. No. I've always said I start early so I can finish early and it's done. It isn't proper inspiring to do my own stuff. Confirming pro builder. I love this so damn much. It's my concept literally coming to life. It's damn emotional at this point. Yeah, it's coming along. I want to do that little like almost kind of like a temple-y thing on top up here. I'm working towards that. So eventually, I don't think you were here when I was doing it earlier. This area is going to cut underneath the waterfall. And then I don't know what I'll do, but it'll work its way up, and then there's gonna be a little bridge that's kind of going over wherever this ravine ends up actually being. So you'll kind of go over the water underneath you, and then you'll end up here, and then I'll just kind of build up cliff sides around it so that like the players can't like levitate, you know, beyond the bounds of the world, that type of thing. So it should be pretty cool. It's just a lot to do, and it's not on the grid because it's more organic. So it's gonna make everything take longer. But yeah. thanks everybody for hanging out with me today. I'm gonna call the stream here. I already baked. Yeah, all right, I'm good. I'm double checking. Anyways, thank you for hanging out with me today. If you are new to the stream, we are creating an indie MMORPG titled Monsters and Memories. It's very influenced by the classic first generation of MMOs, so think late 90s, early 2000s games like EverQuest, Ultima Online, Dark Age of Camelot, like that genre, that era of the genre. That link is to our website. If you have any questions, feel free to hop into our Discord. All of the developers are in there. We're pretty good at answering questions. There's also like almost 4,000 people in the community at this point. So there's always some kind of conversation going on, or people asking and answering questions about the game. So we also have a mailing list if you'd like to follow along with the progress of the game. Obviously, you can follow along in the VODs and the streams as well. The two places you want to be if you want to get in on future tests, which we do not have any currently scheduled. But the Discord and the mailing list are the two places that you want to make sure you're paying attention to if you hope to catch one of the next tests. These are the other members of the team that currently stream. So if you haven't already given them a follow, I would recommend that. If you'd like to get caught up on any of the past VODs, we upload them to the YouTube channel. If you are on YouTube, please remember, like, subscribe, comment below, click the bell, all that fun stuff. The more engagement we get with those metrics, the more likely the YouTube algorithm is to suggest M&M content to people that are interested in classic MMOs and in classic gaming and stuff like that. So really appreciate when you guys do that. It's one of the best ways right now that you can help out with the project, because we're really just kind of trying to grow the community organically, and it's been working pretty well for us so far. If you are on YouTube and you would like to join in on my live chats, there should be a link somewhere down below in the description to my Twitch channel. If you click on the link and then click follow on the channel when you get there, you'll get a notification whenever I go live. You can also opt into streaming notifications in Discord, and then when any of the team members go live, you'll get a notification. My stream times are Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, even though my Mondays have been not allowing me to do that for the last couple of weeks. Next week, I might actually be able to get back on my Monday stream. And then Wednesday and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out with me. Thank you especially to all of my subscribers. You guys rock. Super kind of you guys. Always appreciated. Other than that, guys, that is going to be it for me today. I will see you guys on Friday. Later.